I discovered months of hidden messages between my partner and our mutual friend where they mocked me behind my back and plotted to sleep together just to emotionally destroy me. So while she was at work, I quietly packed up everything I owned and walked out of her life without a word. This is incredibly difficult. We've shared almost 8 years together, building a life as a couple. There's so much to unpack, but essentially I did the very thing everyone in a relationship should be cautious of. I went through her phone and discovered numerous messages from a mutual friend, now living out of state, that raised serious concerns. My initial instinct was to leave immediately, but I wanted to try and discuss it with her. So, I offered her nearly 3 opportunities to admit the truth. The first time I was deliberately vague, simply asking if there was someone else. She outright denied it. I had thought I was ready for her denial, but it turned out I wasn't. In the subsequent attempts, I became increasingly direct. Eventually, she confessed that the guy had messaged her and flirted, but we both knew that was his nature. She claimed that while she didn't explicitly tell him to back off, she wasn't interested. At the outset, I didn't see any messages from her indicating she was actively involved. So, despite my doubts, I tried to give her the benefit of the doubt. I know it sounds foolish, but we had been together for such a long time, and we had built a life together. However, I investigated further, and there it all was. Everything. And worse, she took the time to speak disparagingly about me to him. That truly wounds me. It hurts deeply. I understand my shortcomings and what I could have improved in this relationship, but I genuinely made an effort. Every single day I tried. Yet, for her to share such things about me with someone else, I cannot help but feel shattered. So right now, I am waiting for her to awaken and depart for work. Then I will pack what I can and head to a friend's place. I'm not sure what comes next. I dedicated 8 years to this relationship, and I am about to walk away. I drafted a note on my phone that I intend to write out for her after she leaves. It contains everything I can think to express. I've been constantly contemplating what to say. Somewhat satisfyingly, I will inform her how she caused this, so she understands and remembers, and that if she ever believes we can resolve this, she completely messed this up and hurt me immensely. I am scared, I feel lost, so much so that I don't want to do this, but I must. And I know ultimately it will get better, but also forget all of this. Edit 1. She is awake now and preparing for work. She attempted to kiss me and apologize for tossing and turning all night. Acknowledging it kept me awake. I seem to be receiving a lot of resistance regarding the letter. Once she leaves, I will pack and reconsider it. But I will say this. If I choose to write it and it proves to be a mistake, then so be it. Felt good to at least draft it on my phone. It made things more tangible, helping me convince myself that I have to leave. Edit 2. She just left for work. I am going to shower and truthfully allow myself a good cry, then pack my belongings. Many people are suggesting I simply disappear, while others recommend a short, direct note instead of a lengthy letter. I will ponder this in the shower. She kept saying, "I love you," and I was hesitant to reciprocate. She said it 3 times and I sort of mumbled it once. I am certain that once she reaches work, she will text me about that. I will not respond to her while she is at work. She won't be home until probably 8 tonight. Edit 3. I am packing up now. The cats seem to sense something is amiss because they won't leave me alone. Honestly, it breaks my heart. I've been reflecting on the letter. I reread it a few times and have decided on a brief note simply stating that I know and I am leaving. Essentially something like, "I've gone. I know about you and him. Insert what I read and saw. I am utterly disappointed in you. I will not be answering my phone, and I ask you not to contact me. At some point, we will arrange to discuss practical matters. Also, I am reading everyone's comments. If I haven't replied, I apologize. To those who have commented about experiencing something similar, I am so sorry you are going through this as well. I don't know what insights you will be able to gain from my situation, but I hope something here, and all of this helps you too." Edit 4. I am pretty much packed with what I can take right now. Obviously, there is much more. I am writing the note and then leaving. I will need to find food after I drop off what I have. This may be the final update since she won't be off until later tonight, but I will respond to you all when I can. Gives me something to do. Edit 5. I am at my friend's place. She is explaining the arrangements. People have been discussing taking the cats. Currently, that is not an option. My friend has 3 cats and a dog. My cats are pampered and dislike anyone who isn't her or me. I am not concerned she would do anything to them. If anything, she will want them around if she becomes upset. Not that she deserves that, but it is what it is. Thank you everyone for the kind words and the advice. I will respond to some of you again here soon. Someone inquired about my work. I work in equine care. It is actually quite fascinating. I love my job and I love being there. So, once I start going back in a few days, it will be a really good distraction. In a little while, I am going to get food and perhaps walk around downtown and relax. Also, my friend reminded me she is going out of town next week for a week, so I will have the place to myself. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but hey, she will have someone to watch her animals while she is gone, so there's that. I know I have a lot of things to figure out, but I literally just left. Oh, and someone else mentioned they hope I find things to do to make myself happy. I had plans before all of this to go to the usual brewery with some friends tomorrow. Initially, I was going to call some of them and explain what was happening and that I needed space. But thinking about it more, it actually sounds like the perfect diversion. Edit 6. I got food, a mighty eye if anyone was curious, and spoke to a couple of friends. So I apologize for not replying. It will take a while to go through all the messages and comments, but from what I have seen so far, I want to say for the umpteenth time thank you all. Edit 7. Okay, this is my final update. Apparently, I used a word that certain individuals enjoy using, but it was used to describe me. So whatever. I am still trying to go through all the comments, but I noticed some people had questions. I will do my best to address them. The friend is, well, a friend. I don't know what else to say about that. There is nothing more to it. A man and a woman can be friends, and that's all. If this seems strange to you all, then I apologize. I mean, I don't know if this will be a direct move in. I am still figuring things out. Some people have said I am no better than her, and that not being married after 8 years was already a bad sign and so on. Well, I suppose so. Clearly, this relationship isn't working out. Look at what it led to. Whether that is my fault, her fault, our fault, or whatever, this is the situation I am in. And regarding what it led to, many people asked me what exactly was said or done. I realize I kept it vague, and I suppose it was because I felt awkward typing it out, but I don't mind telling you all what I can. As far as I know, she hasn't actually been intimate with him. They exchanged flirtatious messages, calling each other attractive, sexy, etc. And there are some pictures but no nude ones. But the recent thing I found, and I will discuss going through the phone next, it was messages about wanting to be intimate with each other. Straight up, that they missed an opportunity because of me. But, and this for me is the crucial point, he apparently wants to make a word of me. And she seemed receptive to it. They wanted to have sex and have me know they did, which is why I don't think they have yet. Regarding the phone inspection, I know it was foolish. I know what I did. I don't endorse it, but it is how I discovered all of this. I just had suspicions that something was happening with someone, so that's what I did. Would I advise the next person to go through their partner's phone? I don't know. Probably not. I tell them that if they find something, it will hurt because this truly hurts. And if they don't, then they violate the trust and privacy of their partner for nothing. And that in itself is an odd situation. I don't know, folks. Does that help anyone? Should I elaborate more? Update 1. So we had our conversation last night. I returned, and she tried to crack a couple of jokes as if things were normal. I initiated the discussion and told her that I loved her, and had for the nearly 8 years we were together, but this is something I cannot forget or forgive. I told her I knew everything said between them. It disgusted me that it hurt profoundly and that she did that. Now, I told her I didn't believe I would be okay because of this for a long time. That's partially true. This will, of course, require extensive healing, but I know I will be okay. Now, for her perspective, she told me that none of this had anything to do with me. None of it was my fault. It was all her mistake, her screw-up. She had been feeling generally unhappy with life for a while. She felt stuck and without purpose. Then this guy, an ex-friend, appeared and gave her attention, which distracted her from how dissatisfied she was with her life. But then it began to escalate to a point where she didn't know what to do. She claimed she didn't mean any of what she said to him. She said it because she knew he wanted to hear it, that it almost didn't seem real to her. It almost felt like a game. I told her it was real to me, that she still uttered those things, that she cannot retract that or undo it. She told me she never intended to hurt me, that has been the most difficult thing for her because she knew I treated her better than anyone else ever would, that I am the only person who had and will tolerate her nonsense. She told me I truly did treat her better than she deserved. This relationship is officially over, however. I know there's probably more I wish I could have expressed, but my real realization is that I can let go of it, move forward, and begin a new chapter of my life. I haven't told her this yet. I am going to on Monday, but I have an opportunity for a new place with a coworker. Their roommate leaves in a few months, which gives me time to save and get some aspects of my life back in order. I have a lot of work ahead of me, many things to figure out. As many people have pointed out, this will be the first time in a long time that I will be financially and personally independent. I will only have myself to concern myself with. That is something that will require some effort. But I am going to embrace the challenge and spend as much time as I can trying to be more authentically myself than ever. I also want to say from the bottom of my heart, Sincerely, thank you to everyone that took the time to read and respond in the last post. This has been and will continue to be one of the hardest things I've experienced, but you all have been so incredibly gracious with your advice. I will always remember this and the kindness of random strangers on this peculiar little website. Update 2. Hey, apologies for not updating in a long time. First things first, I am unwell. Going to the doctor Monday. I suspect I have a stomach ulcer. Not certain. So I've been dealing with that. But as for everything else, I am moving into my new place in about a week. I've been talking with my ex on and off. I wouldn't say things are friendly or okay, but we are being civil. There's nothing really for us to discuss anymore. So it's been like once a week something random. We had lunch a couple of weeks ago, and she opened up a lot. She has personal growth to undertake. I do too, of course. And she is not pursuing anything with that guy. She just wants to focus on herself and improving herself. Until this past week, being too ill to go out, I've been spending time with friends and relaxing. I tried to brave a small concert the other day but almost became sick while I was there. I've been meaning to provide an update and I apologize I haven't, folks. Things are generally alright. I have things progressing for me. I've basically been concentrating on that. Budgeting, making various lists of things I need and things I want to do. I am getting 2 paid vacations this year and generally just figuring out my life. Next story 2. I was creating secret videos as a surprise gift for my boyfriend before my 2-week work trip, but when he came home early and discovered me, he believed I was being unfaithful and stormed out of our apartment. So, a little background here. I am an attorney who is doing quite well in her career. Hooray! That means I get to appear at a flurry of expert and witness depositions for an upcoming trial on my own for the first time. It involves a 2-week traveling stint with many flights, driving, busy days, and exhausting nights. It's the first time I will be away from my boyfriend for longer than a day since we've been together because, job responsibilities. I've known this was coming for months and so did my boyfriend. We also live together and have done so for a little over a year now. I am leaving next Monday. I decided that I wanted to do something a little special for my boyfriend. Let's call him Logan. While he's been in night class for the last few weeks, I took to my laptop/phone and decided to create some intimate videos for him. We are both highly sexual and very affectionate people. I wanted to provide him with some extra material while I'm essentially incommunicado for 2 weeks. This was also potentially spurred by the fact that I grew up sexually repressed and have only recently, within the last few months, learned how to truly experience orgasm and masturbate. I am proud. I was excited about my authenticity. I am being adventurous. I was working on video number 5, shower head fun. I was doing my thing at 5:45 p.m. with ample time before Logan's lab concluded at 8:30 p.m. I didn't hear the front door open, but Logan certainly heard me making noise. His lab had finished early. I left the bathroom door open to prevent it from getting too steamy, so he rounded the corner and saw me unclothed in front of the webcam, using the detachable shower head. Naturally, he panicked and exclaimed, "What are you doing?" I dropped the shower head and slammed the laptop shut in fright, which I presume made it appear even more suspicious. He stormed out of the bathroom and down the hall, grabbed his bag ready to depart, when I slid down the hallway in his tracks without even grabbing a towel. I told him to let me explain, that it was in no way as bad as it looked. I wasn't camming with anyone. I was making videos for him. Logan shouted at me that it was the most ridiculous excuse he had ever heard. This reaction was completely out of character for him. He is such a kind, calm, loving man. We have had a perfect 2 years together and have never quarreled. Neither of us has raised our voices, and any disagreement we have had has been resolved swiftly with mature discussion. He stormed out of our apartment, and I have yet to hear from him. I've tried calling and texting him, leaving him tearful and pleading voicemails to try to tell him what I was truly doing, but he hasn't budged. I'm just sitting here at home terrified, and I have no idea what to say or do at this point. Reddit, what on earth do I do to rectify this? Comment where OP has replied, drunk or clunker. Yikes. This is a difficult one. I'm not sure there's any way to prove to him that you weren't being deceitful. On one hand, it would be nice if he trusted you enough not to jump to the worst conclusion, but I can see how catching you being intimate in front of the laptop wouldn't look good. So goodness, I don't know. Maybe offer to let him go through your phone/internet history and such, but even then he'll probably think, well, she just already deleted everything. Here's a question. Did you do anything in the videos that might indicate it was for him? Like saying his name, for instance? Oops. I can totally understand why walking in on it and catching a glimpse of the situation can look really, really bad. He's never shown any indication of jealousy or distrust before. We're both very relaxed and easygoing with each other. I truly don't blame him for his initial in-the-moment reaction. I'm going to go through the videos now to see if I've done anything like what you suggested. That's a great idea. I've been doing this for a couple of weeks now and I don't recall off the top of my head. I also just texted him. Hey Logan. I know I've been inundating you with messages, but I am truly distraught about this, and I don't want to lose you over this. This is the last message I'll send. I want you to be able to calm down and not feel pressured by me. Please believe me when I say that the videos, yes, videos are for you. I've been secretly recording them for a few weeks now for you to have while I'm out of town for work. My Facebook info is X. My email password is X. My @info is X for him to check my phone records. And you are more than welcome to come get my laptop and view the history. I know this is absurd, but I am willing to do whatever it takes for you to believe me. Update. It's been over 24 hours since this entire mess began, and I haven't really been able to reply all day. I'm astonished by the response to my original thread. I never expected over 200 comments with a variety of different perspectives. I started replying to more comments this evening, but I figured it would be easier to just update everyone at once. Some frequently asked questions. Did you say his name in any of the videos? Did you have any introduction? Or are you just awkwardly jumping into it? No explicit name usage. I did have intros that use generic pet names, baby, sweetheart, and the like. Nothing that specifically confirms it was made for him. However, I did find something that stood out in one of my videos. More on that in a bit. How would he know you were on your webcam? I'm not sure how long he was standing there. I might not have seen him right away. I have a MacBook Pro that has a built-in camera, so there's nothing attached to the top or plugged in. I can't say for certain, but I presume he saw the screen. My bathroom setup is unusual with 2 entry doors. Why did you slam the laptop closed? My initial thought was, oh my God, I'll ruin the surprise. It was an instinctive reaction. It was foolish. I should have paused and reacted more appropriately. Are you being a cunning lawyer and setting a trap, expecting Logan to discover this thread? As far as I know, Logan doesn't actively use Reddit. He never mentions it. I never say, hey, check out this thing on Reddit. And he never does the same. I've never seen a glimpse of anything resembling Reddit if I happen to see his screen. So maybe he does use it, maybe he doesn't. I plan on deleting these posts fairly quickly because it's humiliating. Has Logan ever been cheated on? I can't say for certain. He's discussed his exes in the past, and the reasons for their breakup never specifically included infidelity. He never said he has, but he never said he hasn't. I'll follow up on this. Anyhow, here's how the last 24 hours have unfolded. I went to bed last night considering the possibility of calling in sick the following day to indulge in self-pity. However, I ended up going to work today, but progressively felt worse throughout the morning as I received no contact from Logan. However, as I mentioned in my previous post comment section, I texted Logan last night with what I perceived to be a very thoughtful explanation, including login information to my social media, email, etc. I expected to be notified right away that someone logged into my Facebook and email, but the notification text never arrived. By about 11:45, I was feeling so terrible that I was preparing to pack up and go home for the day. I received a call from the receptionist saying that I had to sign for a delivery from Jimmy John's just before noon. I was confused because I definitely didn't order any lunch. I asked her if she was sure it was for me, and not another attorney with the same first name as me. She confirmed that it was for me, and I went down to get my food. Sure enough, Jimmy John's for me. I tentatively considered texting Logan and saying, thank you for the lunch, but debated whether sending him another text was a wise idea. I went back upstairs, and by the time I returned to my desk, I already had a text myself from Logan. Hey, I'm sorry for my reaction last night. I should have heard you out instead of storming out like that. We've been together for 2 years, and you've never given me a reason to distrust you. I honestly think the videos are a little strange. I'm not sure why. It just doesn't feel right to me. Although I appreciate the thought, I always love how you try to surprise me and show you care. But this is kind of a big thing, and I wish you would have talked to me about it. I want to hear your side of the story specifically now that I've had time to think and process. I shouldn't have taken the time to think in the way that I did, but I know you're smart enough to understand how this looks from my perspective. I'm really anxious about the possibilities and just need some reassurance, I guess. I'll be home at 9 o'clock tonight, and I don't want to talk about it right away. I just want to be with you. Can we discuss this tomorrow? Without repeating the entire conversation, just innocuous pleasantries not relevant to the issue, exchanging kind words saying I love you, etc. I ended the conversation by thanking him for the lunch surprise. It was very thoughtful, and I told him I would never do anything to hurt him, and I look forward to working through this with him. This evening I went through the 2 videos I didn't watch last night. I tried going through them last night, but first, they are incredibly awkward in retrospect, so it was painful to watch knowing what I know now, and second, I just wanted to go to bed. The second video I ever made did have something specific to Logan. I was wearing a pair of lingerie he bought me and said something like, "You still like these, right? Remember when you bought them for my birthday last year?" So, when we talk tomorrow, I'll at least be able to show him that. I don't believe it's foolproof by any means, but it's the second video, meaning it's old, showing I've been doing this for a few weeks. And I think, well, surely it can't make it worse, so that's where I'm at. I'm CST, so it's about 8:30ish now, so Logan will be home soon. I just wanted to update those who were following along, and it helped organize my thoughts too. Thank you to everyone who commented and provided me with perspective, advice, and occasionally laughed at my jokes. Here's to hoping I have something positive to share later.